Joining us now is Miriam Knoll, mother of Moishy, who fell in the Gaza Strip. Shalom.
Hi, Yoni.
Miriam, we first of all wish to share our condolences.
Thank you.
So Miriam, could you please tell us about Moishy, your precious son?
So, a very precious soul. So our Moishy was born with an abundance of energy, which nowadays they'd call ADHD. He went straight from crawling to running. He was a kid who never sat still. And he had a lot, I guess, to pack into his ultimately short life, but he was constantly on the move. And together with his energy level came some severe difficulties and learning disabilities. He had severe, what we later learned was dyslexia, and found it very difficult to read or write. As a child, I schlepped him to every single pool there was, which he didn't really enjoy. But ultimately, we found him a wonderful high school. And when he got of an age, he made it his business to really learn how to read. He took full advantage of all the help they gave him, and he worked with his Rebbe. If you heard the story at the Levaya, he'd start with children's books, comics books, and he'd work his way up till he could read a full child sefer. But more than that, he would sit at the davening, and he only knew what he had memorized. For his bar mitzvah, it took us 6 months to get him to memorize the short maftir. And the same with davening. He only knew the davening that he memorized. He'd have his tefillin on and just say what he knew. So he worked with the Rebbe to learn week by week a little bit more and a little bit more. So by the time he graduated from his high school, he knew all of the Shachris Baal Peh. So that was a big deal for him.
And tell us please about the decision to go to the army. You know, it's not like many of his friends in the Haredi community.
So Baruch Hashem, this special yeshiva, it's for Haredi boys who can't sit and learn. It's called Kfar Zeitim. And the maslul there is that the boys who graduate, go straight to Netzach Yehuda, the Haredi unit of the army. So he went with 5 of his friends to the army. And he went in at the end of August 2023, right before the war broke out. And it has been there for almost 2 years now. And even though as a mother, especially a mother who wouldn't normally send her son into a fighting unit, even though I kept begging him to be a jobnik, to drop down, he could serve his country by working in a kitchen or, working in an office. He always said to me, "Mom, I might not be good at reading or writing, but this I can do. And somebody needs to defend our country, and I am proud to do it. I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to serve my country the full term. I'm happy to be doing it." So for us, it was a big Kiddush Hashem because he used the skills he was given to also serve his people and serve Hashem in the way that he was gifted to. So, as sad as we are over his loss, we celebrate his life, we celebrate his dedication, and if this is the amount of years Hashem had allotted him, we're very proud that he went out fighting for his people.
Now today, after you completed the days of Shiva, the days of mourning, what could you tell us about the loss, the pain? Oh, the loss. You can't underestimate the loss or even begin to describe it. Even though, if you were to grade him on a test, it would be very difficult for him to get a good grade. Emotionally, he was so intelligent. He knew how to connect to every person and every member of the family. He looked for what connected him to everyone around him, not what separated him. So he was, if you asked any of my children, he was their best friend. Every single one. I have kids on all different spectrums of religiosity, energy, this, that. He knew how to basically,
just meld with whoever he was with. And we heard from his army commander that he was the silent listening board and glue for his unit. All the friends who were having issues would turn to Moishy, and he was a listening ear for them. So mostly we're just going to miss that warm, welcoming, listening ear. He gave the best bear hugs in the world. And it's going to be very hard for our family to continue without him.
And what could and should we all learn from Moishy?
We should learn a couple of things from him, and don't let your difficulties define you. With Hashem's help, you'll be able to overcome. He was his Rebbe said to him once, I'm shocked at how hard it is for you to read. Why aren't you unhappy? Why aren't you depressed? He said, it's enough of a challenge to tackle the reading. Do I need to add depression on top of it? He was a happy kid despite the difficulties he had. As long as he was making progress and working on getting better, he was happy. He knew he was doing what he could and fulfilling his role. So my message would be to everybody who has a challenge, don't let it define you. Keep going, and with Hashem's help, you'll overcome. And my second message is, from Moshe to everyone, is, let's look at what unites us, not what separates us. He saw everyone as one big family. And I think it's really important to have that achdus in order to defeat the enemy that's in front of us now.
Now let me ask you, please, as a mother of a Haredi soldier, what is your message regarding the current controversy about drafting Haredi youths to the army?
Okay, I'm not politically involved or taking sides in anything. I know that there are boys who need to be learning in yeshiva. I have a son who's learning in yeshiva. They've dedicated all sorts of learning towards the soldiers, and including Le'uli Nishmas, my son. I believe learning is very important to protect the country, but there are certain boys that aren't going to be full-time learners and aren't capable of learning to the level that others are. And those boys can definitely fulfill their role by serving in the army. So I am very proud to have both sides of it represented in my home.
Miriam Noel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for spreading Moshe's light out to the world. It's the biggest nakama that we can have.